NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational.
Well, when he goes after it like he is here,
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I have ever seen. Just let it rip. Wow, Frank, I mean, he put the thumb down on that one.
and kept it going too. To mash that down like that, that's the air time, the hang time he got out.
You can go low here. The course professional record, and it's a par 70, set by Zach Johnson. He fired 60 back in September of 2007 at the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. That was when the golf course was set at 7,154 yards.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens.
Even par, currently.
And he makes it for par. Backing up that long 13th hole, we now arrive at the 14th, and this, too, is a challenging par 4, Frank.
Tough fairway to hit because of the pitch from the left side of the fairway to the right side of the fairway. No fairway bunkers to worry about, but if you watch the Tour Championship over the years, you'll find the majority of the field live in that right rough. It's the most difficult part of playing this downhill par 4. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. That wasn't a gimme, but it sure made it look easy. Now we're at the par 5 15th, and it's only 525 yards, so obviously a great chance to make a birdie, maybe even an eagle. But if you stray off the tee, you could walk away with 6. In the fairway, down there about 290. Well, Frank, as a player, you're licking your chops on this second shot at the par 5 15th, aren't you?
Yeah, if you've got a utility club or a lofted fairway wood in the bag, that would come in handy. Otherwise, a long iron, you're going to have to allow for that ball to skip forward. So you'll have to fly that somewhere around that front edge of the green.
Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Wow, I thought he made that. You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. And he has it for birdie. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
Another one that's downhill with the fairway sloping from left to right. Series of bunkers down the left side. It's not the end of the world, actually, if you go on those ones down the left. Every now and again, you'll see someone try and hit a driver and try and take them all out of play. Is that
you? He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Frank, playing downhill, you always want to take less club. Go ahead and hit the ball a little harder. I like the looks of this one. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Oh, man. You can't miss him from that distance. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good putt. Frank, the par 4 17th at 455 yards has become really one of the most famous holes on the PGA Tour.
By virtue of that great up and down by Bill Haas when the level of the lake had been reduced just to the level where he could actually play that vital third shot. The hole is a slight dogleg left, par 4, fairly flat. Those 3 bunkers down the right are absolutely perfect if you're going to just bail out to the right. You'll certainly learn how to play fairway bunker shots. If you can find the fairway, this green raise slightly and you'll see that gaping front bunker that protects the front.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Down it. That's a birdie. On to the finishing hole here at East Lake Golf Club. Not many courses end with a par 3. It's always a fun finishing hole. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That will be a great look at birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Just a fantastic week of golf. Add that one to the win count.
A lot of great quality players out there, and to come on top of that leaderboard is truly a great accomplishment.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Frank, when I think about the U.S. Open, I think about Justin Rose at Marion in 2013. He hit a nearly perfect drive right down the middle, right next to that famous Hogan plaque, Hogan winning there in 1950. And then he hits that second shot, the 4-iron, and it appears to be perfect. But U.S. Opens aren't always fair, are they? And then from that point, he took what appeared to be a bad break, and he still went forward for the win.
I think it's a great example, Rich, that you just brought up. I mean, there's an example of two of the best shots hit in US Open pressure, and yet they're not rewarded with a birdie putt. And I think that's what defines the toughest championship that there is in golf.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And he's made the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power? Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that.
Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem is going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Good par, good position on the leaderboard. Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Settles in over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Beautiful looking shot right here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
They're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, the medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
Wow, I thought he made that. He'd settle for par here. Locked in on the read and the speed. Good effort and good par putt. Now the 5th hole here at the U.S. Open, and Frank, quite a dramatic tee shot.
Everything's really in front of you. You can see it from the elevated tee, bunkers left and right. That's not really the problem. One of the problems is that bunker just short, smack bang in the middle of this green. So the chances of flying that bunker and stopping on this green down breeze are probably next to none. So you're going to have to go in right or left of that bunker. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Now the approach shot here at the 5th hole at Chambers Bay, and how difficult is this?
Well, it looks straightforward, but the second shot, once again, just semi-blind. You've got to be very aware of that little central bunker that's just short of the green, because you're either going to have to go over it or around it.
This is a good-looking shot. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Back down now to hole number 6. Even par through the early portion of this second round. What are some keys for the day in order to set himself up for success?
Well, I think take advantage of some of the short par 4s out there, Rich. You're only going to have a wedge in your hand. The shots that you could pretty much guarantee you can get inside 15 or 20 feet, you know there's a bunch of opportunities.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
I like the looks of this one. Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Has his par. Well, Frank, what a stretch of tough par fours here at Chambers Bay. Now to the 7th, long uphill par 4 and a lot of trouble to the right.
Yeah, and it's all sand, that's for sure. If you miss the field on the left, then it's all dunes, so take your pick, really. But ideally, that green piece that the superintendent often mows each and every day, that's the place to go. And for a US Open at 508 yards, if you miss that little green strip, then this hole will be hazardous because it's going to play a lot longer than that uphill.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. These putts keep the round together. Very impressive and on the move right now. Now to the second par 5 of the round here at Chambers Bay and the US Open. It's a long one.
Yeah, it's a beast. You miss this fairway, you could be hitting all day long, and of course that's going to rack up a fairly healthy score. Meanwhile, hit the fairway there. Only the longest hitters will reach this par 5 and 2. But still a good chance, even with a wedge, to make a birdie because the green slopes back to the player.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there and right down Peachtree. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Wow, and with that eagle, Frank, now only 2 shots back.
All of a sudden put the name back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. And that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Frank, I have to say I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
I agree. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the round plays out.
Might go deep here in the red numbers. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Getting set now over the putt. That is a solid par putt. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. And now we go down to the action at the first. Warm-ups are done, first 2 rounds in the book, and Frank, this is where careers are made, on the weekends at these kinds of championships.
This is also what you hope for too in professional golf. You know you've got your good stuff. We've seen that through the first 2 days. Put yourself in a great position. Just 36 holes to go. You're looking at that first hole and what the weekend might unfold. That's the beauty of this game.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Now the approach here at hole number 1, and Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. A good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open, Frank. It's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards. Avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Ooh, chance for birdie.
Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. Now on to the first par 3 of the U.S. Open here at Chambers Bay.
It's all in front of you. Beautiful view there in the distance. You can see the water. Once again, it does slope a little right to left. Don't have to go straight at the flag here. This one's a little bit of a sleeper.
This is looking really good. Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Frank, so often a U.S. Open is defined by difficult par fours. How does the fourth here at Chambers Bay stack up?
Well, Richard, adds to your list here, 495 yards. That says one thing, but the fact that it's anything other than straight, bunkers left and down the right side, plus the hole bends to the right. So this is a very strategic hole. If anything, something slightly left of center, but you're still going to have a lengthy second shot.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
This is a good move. Another birdie. Now to 5 under for the tournament. Fifth hole here at the U.S. Open. Frank, why do they call it free fall?
I guess because you can make a mess here. You just keep going down. Bunkers left and right. There's acres of sand on the left and right. And just one little easily bunker that is smack bang in the front of the screen.
And a huge elevation change from tee to fairway. Frank, that one is long, and it is straight.
Well, in baseball, that's a home run. In golf, that is a huge advantage over everybody else that plays the game. You imagine just teeing up on every hole knowing that you've got 20 or plus yards over your fellow competitors?
Superb shot.
That's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
I'm loving that balance.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. Little uphill to this green, Frank. This is a good-looking shot. Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Has his par. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's two levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball's sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Birdie try up next. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Frank, when you think of U.S. Opens, you so often think of a tough grind. But in recent years, they've added some spice with the reachable par fours, and we have one right here at the 12th.
And this is the reason why we're starting to see a different type of U.S. Open champion over the years. The Rory McIlroys, the Tiger Woods, even Martin Keimer. Guys that are strong enough, powerful enough to take advantage of these type of holes. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Yeah, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Get down. Lay down. Playing this par four, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. And getting ready for the putt. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first, it is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot. and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of the screen. Can we get a measure on that one? That's enormous.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Wow, I thought he made that. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Grabs a share of the lead after making par. Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole, too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. And that's in for a par. Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the US Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green, it should be very well received.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay and Frank. It is pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing he's gone for a little extra.
Just pulverize that golf ball. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
It's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Shouldn't be a problem here. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
They'll take it. That's a par. Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf, and you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
How did that not go in?
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He's putting for bogey now. Time to regroup, Frank.
Yeah, a little slip. To recover. Bogeys aren't the worst.
Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realise that Chambers Bay was designed as a golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Frank, there's only one tree on the entire golf course here at Chambers Bay. Also, no houses, no golf carts. It's kind of nice. It's sort of pure out there.
It's what golf is and what should be, and what it should be. And sadly, we've gone away from it at times. But when you come back to places like Chambers Bay, I know Chambers Bay is still a new golf course, but it still reminds us how golf really, it can be played by any level, by any male or female. It doesn't discriminate against age either. So, golf is something. It is a game that can be played by everyone. And when you see a true walking links golf course like Chambers Bay, you go, yeah, I could do that.
Frank, I thought that was in. Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down, don't get too crazy, and now just to tap in left. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire, and I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
That is just a beautiful shot. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. You make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
Birdie try up next. Getting set now over the putt.
Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
And things are starting to tighten up right now. You see where the next move comes from.
Checking in on the action now. Let's go down to the sixth. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Frank, he's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Par 4 seventh, only 370 yards. Frank, decision to be made off that tee.
It is. I walked this hole, Rich, to the narrowest point of the fairway. It's 278 yards, and if you want to carry that left side, you're going to have to be strong, 300 yards. So really, I don't know if driver's the play, maybe even 3 wood's too much. You might have to throttle back even further. So the hole might be short. You just might get a little bit of a longer second shot than what the scorecard would normally allow you.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That's in the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is classy.
They have a chance of going in.
Just a couple of feet. Now has a tie for the lead with that birdie.
And kept in the stride.
Now another par 3. We're at the 8th. Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage. Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with a win right now.
Right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind in perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today.
On the green, and a chance for birdie.
Second shot.
Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. That one is in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
A beautiful, soft touch out of the bunker. That's Mickelson-esque. Settles in over the putt. excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. This is a good-looking shot. Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
That birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point. Par 4 7th here at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you unhappy if you walk out of here with anything other than a birdie?
I think we'll see all sorts of different scores here, Rich. If you hit the fairway, then obviously you're definitely going to be looking at birdie. But you stray or hit the wrong club off the tee, that's really what this hole's about. Well, when he goes after it, he is here.
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Second shot. Good look at the green. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. And it makes the green in regulation. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards. There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Beautiful touch, nice putt. We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Frank, we were commenting earlier in the day that this round had really gone wrong. Are you surprised that he's been able to put it back together?
Oh, certainly. He'd lost his composure, his rhythm. So really to be playing this well so quickly after that, you tip your hat.
Always a chance in this game. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
So 9 holes down here at the Cliffs at Lighthouse Point. Rich Loader alongside Frank Novelo. Checking out this 10th hole, Frank. Is this a typo? 592 yards, but it's a par 4, not a par 5. What gives?
The reason why that tee shot, severe elevation, so we can at least sort of chew 30 or 40 yards off that number. But I'm not saying this hole's short, that's for sure. So that bunker just at the start of the fairway on the left certainly comes into play. The other feature, or interesting feature here at 10, is the shared green. This green shares that little piece of property with 13, just divided by that little pot bunker in the middle.
Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie try again here today. Frank, that looked good to me. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
So just a formality here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. Missile right there. Wow. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Rich, too much grass between ball and club face.
Paid a price with the tee ball landing in the rough.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Fourth shot, wants to get this close. Good swing, good shot yet again. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area, because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements.
Frank, I think that's going in the bunker.
Looks like it.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, so green side bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That is a solid par putt. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players often say they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible.
Yes, this putt for eagle.
Really starting to shine. Moves to 10 under for the tournament. Fourth hole. And looking for a quality start. It's 411 yards and a par 4.
No fairway bunkers or bunkers really to contend with here. Cliffs to the left and also water on that side. But one of the wider fairways on this front side made up for by a very small green. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he will certainly gain on the field.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap.
No, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defence here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green that is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that and short. So precision, once again, required here.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Par 3 sixth is relatively short, 198 yards, Frank.
But this one, really, you've got to go airborne here. That bunker that protects the left side and front, you've got to carry that and get it to land soft so it doesn't skip through the back of the screen.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. Good par. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. New course to most of the golfers on tour, this challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today, we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobila. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you got to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
I like the looks of this one. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it. Perfect roll right there.
Anything other than a rookie. Great stroke.
Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Safely on deck.
Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
And he has it for birdie. Time to make a move, the closing stretch here at number 16, par 3, 241 yards.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. And he's made it onto the green now. Just a little tap in here. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over the Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. And you know, they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole. Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
This has no chance of finding the fairway. This is turning left.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
On the green in regulation. Just 5 feet left. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Frank, we've made it to the finishing hole. If you're having a good day, you stop and you reflect for just a moment. The beauty surrounding you, how well you've played. If it hasn't gone all that well, you're thinking about jumping on the Juniata Crossway Bridge off to the left and getting out of Dodge. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
To win the mid-season classic. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par.
Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated to some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing. That was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played.